guys, look, it's Butch Hartman! Good thing his career's over now. What this man has just done is unacceptable. For those who aren't aware, let me fill you in. Butch Hartman was the famous creator of shows like The Fairly OddParents, Danny Phantom, and two others that nobody remembers. He's worked at Nickelodeon for quite some time, and as he says, built your childhood, when in actuality he only made about 6% of it. Because contrary to what Butch would claim, most people did not grow up solely watching The Fairly OddParents and Danny Phantom. I didn't even see Danny Phantom till I was 13. Don't ask why, it's a long story, I just never got around to watching it, I guess, in short. And it was in the news lately that Butch Hartman had left Nickelodeon after a long time. And you know what? Good on him. Nickelodeon's a sinking ship, so what are you gonna do, Butch? He makes a YouTube channel. And, well, how I viewed that YouTube channel was just this guy who was kind of in his 40s or 50s, or I don't know how old he is, just kind of making a YouTube channel, not really understanding how the internet works. That's kind of how I viewed it. I mean, he used a lot of clickbait, a lot of really short videos, kind of talked about things that, well, most people kind of knew had been moved on from. You know what I'm talking about, right? But a little bit ago, he made a Kickstarter. This Kickstarter was called Oaxis Entertainment, which is basically a new streaming service. And that's all we knew about it for the longest time, because on the Kickstarter page, it gives us no information whatsoever on what Oaxis is, aside from the fact that it's going to be a streaming service and it promotes family values. Now, as people like Rise and Fall of Nickelodeon and Pie Guy Rules have talked about at long extensions, is that family values could mean anything, because family values these days, well, they shift depending on what kind of household you're talking about here. And at first it looked like this thing was not going to get funded, but at the last minute, it overshot its goal, and now it is on its way. And now we realize the shady thing, because thanks to the Rise and Fall of Nickelodeon posting this on Twitter, which, by the way, link in the description if you don't believe me, yes, timestamps included, there's Butch Hartman talking at a convention or seminar type thing, and then he's talking about how Oaxis is going to be a Christian streaming service. Which, by the way, I must remind you that this was not on the Kickstarter page. And no, not everyone who follows Butch Hartman is a Christian. Now, as a man of faith myself, I think this is awful. I mean, it's one thing to make a Christian streaming service. That's one thing. I mean, as long as it's not like PureFlix, we would be good. But Butch actively lied to his fans and all of his backers, taking their money for something that they probably wouldn't support. Like I said, nowhere on Oaxis' page does it say it's a Christian streaming service. And I can guarantee you with 100% accuracy that about 25% at least of the people who donated are not Christian. It's one thing to make something about your beliefs and try to help people foster those beliefs. It's another thing to go out and try to convert other people, which you need to be careful about how you do that, because you can either really mess up and make everyone look bad, or you can do it right and still make people look bad, or you can do it right and hey, you get a good reputation. But then it's a completely different thing to build it off of lies. Complete lies. And it's not just that he lied due to omission on this. No. Throughout all the live streams about Oaxis and all the videos, he was sometimes asked directly what does family values mean, or what do you think about LGBT issues and all that. And he would just actively ignore all of that. So he is explicitly trying to hide it. It's not that he just forgot, no. It's very clear. He is hiding this intentionally, just so he can get more money for something that'll probably fail. Yeah, sorry, Butch. Even if this didn't have such a bad reputation, this thing would probably fail. Which, how would you think that lying is going to work, speaking of failing? Because now, if Oaxis ever does come out, which I'm still not sure it will, how is this bad reputation going to help it? Everyone's going to look and see, oh, it's that one, the one that was funded based off of lies and deception and omission of very important key facts. I'm not going to do this. Something tells me that that's going to be the mindset of most people out there. Myself included. Would I have gotten Oaxis even if it was funded with truth and honesty? Probably not. It just doesn't seem like Butch really knows what he's doing anyways with this thing, but now that it's funded like this, heck no! And here we thought Butch was a good guy who was just kind of misguided. He kept parading around, I made the Fairly Odd Parents, I made Danny Phantom. At first, again, I thought that was just kind of misguided. Like, oh, cool, he's like trying to cash in on our nostalgia, just like Nickelodeon. Oh, good for him, yeah. Maybe he'll wise up soon. He didn't. Turns out this is just kind of his ego. He just thinks he can do anything he wants. But guess what, Butch? You can't. And guess what? There's no recovering from this. When Oaxis fails, because let's face it, it's not going to succeed. Even if it does come out, it's not going to last long. Your career's done, buddy. Everyone's going to remember this. Everyone's going to remember how you lied and cheated all these people. So if you ever want to make a continuation of the Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, Tough Puppy, or Bunsen is a Beast, yeah, that's not going to happen. Sorry. No one's going to trust you after this. And that stinks, because you made my childhood. You made it. All of it. Yeah, you heard it here, folks. Butch Hartman didn't just make the Fairly Odd Parents and all those other shows. He also made SpongeBob, VeggieTales, The Tick, Sonic, and everything that came out of Foxbox. Yeah, all of that was Butch Hartman. He made my childhood. All of it. Every last piece of it. Even the life-sustaining air I breathe. He even made that. I just can't follow Butch Hartman anymore. Don't think I'm being overdramatic about this. People are enraged with this. And you know what? I'm good with that. Be enraged. Everyone has their right to be enraged over this. Man, what is it about this day and age with content creators just falling so far from their good graces? I mean, a lot of them deserve it. Sometimes the allegations are false, but yeah, that's just a topic in and of itself. Not gonna discuss that here. So bottom line, this is it for Butch Hartman. He just made his own coffin. Now it's time for him to just accept it and lie in it and then just get buried in it. Shame on you, Butch. This is what makes Christians look bad, is people like you that do stuff like this. Actively avoiding important questions, actively misleading people and hiding information, and then actively acting like a good guy throughout this whole thing and thinking that everyone who's trying to fight you is just being a bully. You're like kind of Derek Savage in a sense. Although, wait, hold on a moment. There is a way that this whole thing could succeed for Butch. Now, Butch, if you're watching, and I doubt that you are, listen very carefully. Here's exactly what you need to do. What you must do is go down to Dimsdale, California, and then destroy Timmy Turner, and then take his very good parents! But if you don't want to kill Timmy Turner and take his very good parents, then I guess you're out of luck then, Mr. Butch Hartman. You're gonna be ruined forever. You deserve it, though. You scam artist, you. So what do you guys think about Butch Hartman? Did you see that video he made at that convention? Comment below, let me know. Remember, link in the description if you want to go see it. If you haven't before, wink wink, I recommend you do it. Alright guys, see you later. Now if you excuse me, I'm gonna go stare angrily at Dinkelberg. Very good, parents! I guess Butch Hartman did leave a bigger impression on me than I thought.